Hey, it's your boy Crumpler.com coming here live at the Berkeley Institute doing a leadership conference, and it's all about making our children go to the next level. Crumpler.com, motivate, inspire, and change lives. Thank you so much. Hey, the stuff up in the building. Hey, all I do is, hey, yeah, and they stay there. How you guys doing? You guys all right? Protocol being established, I want to first of all thank the leadership of this powerful institution, your principal, Ms. Douglas. Give her a round of applause. To this powerful S3 team, your teachers, give them a round of applause. And of course yourself, give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Well, I won't be long. I know you got that food and itis might set in, you know what I mean? Trying to get your nap in and whatnot. But I want real quick 3 principles I want you to take today when it comes to leadership. It's listen, it's learn, and that's love. It's all about the love. So we're going to move to our first point. I first want to start with some quotes. These are quotes that I kind of guide my life after. And I want to take the time for you to read it and digest it. I'm going to have a couple people just tell me, you know, which one sticks with you and why and how you can relate. The first one, for those in the back, you may not be able to see, be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. Steve Jobs. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. My boy John Maxwell. So I just want to take this time, if I can have 1 or 2 volunteers, to just point out which quote means something to you and why. Don't all rush at once, but I know there's a couple leaders, you know what I mean, who bought that life, get it in, take the initiative. Stand up, sir. When you stand up, please say your name. Excuse me. It's his turn, right? To show that respect. Which one? The last one? Why? Because you're a leader? I like that. One more person. Stand up. Tell me your name, sir.
My name is Kenzo.
Say it nice and loud for me.
My name is Kenzo.
I like that, Kenzo. Yeah.
And the one that sticks with me was number 2.
Number 2, and why?
It's because I do everything that's in number 2.
Yeah? All right, your boy is rated. All right, moving to the next one. Who considers himself, first question, who considers himself a good listener? Who considers, young lady, come up here. Yeah. So she's a good listener, so we just want to have a little role play. Is that okay?
I guess.
All right, little role play. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer it. Okay? So you're a bus driver. You start in St. George's. You pick up 5 people at the first bus stop. You go to the next bus stop. You pick up 7. You go to Flats. 2 people get off. Then you go to Front Street. 7 people get on. You stop at the bus terminal. How old is the bus driver?
You're not gonna tell me I'm the bus driver.
Who's the bus driver? How old are you?
16.
16. Give her a round of applause. Hey, you gotta listen, right? Now you told me you was a good listener, but good job. Good job. Way to interact. All right, but I want to tell you a testimony before we go forward. It's very important to be a good listener. I can tell you why, because it can really balance life and death. My thing was bouncing that rock. You know what I mean? I did my 1-2 thing. You know what I mean? Giving them, crossing over, step back, blam. That's what I did. You know what I mean? I was doing that from a young one. So you know, when I get to school, that's what I want to do. Like, who about that life? Who want to get it? You know what I mean? I'm ready. I stayed on it. That's what I did. That was my skis, right? But what the point I want to make to you is that it comes a time where you got to pay attention and listen. I had a good friend of mine, Tony Hampton. He came down. He was like, yo, Crump, man, I want to holler at you for a minute. I said, you know, what's up? So we rolling, school's out, getting ready for training. I'm coming behind the gym. Tony's like, man, my dad's tripping again, make me break up with my girlfriend again. I was like, again? Dang, that's messed up. Your dad be tripping. His dad was a police officer. Dad was hardcore. Like, he only could play baseball, and he'd be tripping about him playing ball with us and all that. So we in the locker room, he was like, no, but you don't understand, man. He always do this, man. He always do this. I was like, man, don't trip. Cool, is it? You know, let's just hoop. Take your mind off of it. You know, I'm trying to get it in, kids. What I do, you messing up my flow right now. You know what I mean? But, you know, So we play ball, bang, I do my thing, go home. You know, we good. The next morning, they call us to the athletes to the special meeting with this room and upstairs, and we come in. It's 3 police officers. It's like the police, and there's one man. I forgot his teacher name, but it was like all red and stuff. And I'm like, why are we in like 8:30 in the morning? Like, we're in them. Okay, cool. I'm sleepy anyway. Talk to me, you know, so we could keep it moving. And I'm just coming to tell you, you guys, that before anybody else knows, that Tony Hampton killed himself last night. Took his father's gun and shot himself in the mouth. Went out the back of his head. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I broke down. I cried. I couldn't help it. It consumed me. And all I could think about was yesterday. Like yesterday, me and him interacting. I'm so focused on me being selfish, not engaging at the moment. My boy Tony Hampton's dead. And my best friend being his cousin, David, I can't even look at Dave. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm at the funeral. I'm saying, this really happened. We 16 years old. Your boy, you just want to play ball. You just want to kick it. You want to holler at the girls. Your boy tells you, hey, man, my dad's tripping, blah, blah, blah. And I don't take the time to just sit back and just listen to him for just 5-10 minutes maybe. Just listen and say, you know what? It's going to be all right. This is just a phase. I mean, when I bring it up, it does something to me at this moment. But I want you to know it's going to be some time where somebody comes to you about abortion. Somebody gonna be telling you about holding that thing which you don't need to be holding. Somebody gonna tell you about, oh, he talking this X, Y, Z. We're gonna meet him up and we're gonna do this. It's a time for you to really listen at that scenario and say to yourself, nah, bruh. Tell the young lady, you don't want to do that. Whatever that bad decision is. And it's very important that you listen. Now, somebody be a volunteer. Give me a yes or no question. Who could give me a yes or no question? Can somebody? Yes, sir. Can you please stand and give your name? What's your name, sir?
My name's Luther.
Luther? Powerful name. Luther, give me a question, please. Excuse me. I would like to hear him. Yes, Luther. Give me a question. Yes or no question. Did I brush my teeth today? Yes. Yes. Now, I said yes, right? That's what I said. What did my body language say? No. No. It's like, you need to get a peppermint, bro, quick. You know what I mean? But the point I'm making is, what is conveyed is not the words. Most communication is very little to do with the words. Matter of fact, in active listening, if you engage it, 7% of what is actually said is the truth. The truth comes out of the countenance, the facial expression. The truth comes out of the body language, your posture. The truth comes out in the tone of your voice. Because if you were to ask me, am I a bad man? No, that's blah. I'm a bad man from long time. You have no hesitation or reservation that I know for a fact that I'm a bad man. All right? But the point is, why listen though? Like why? Like everything you do, you got to ask yourself, why? Like why? So let's go through some quick bullet points real quickly. As we go through them, show respect. Gives you information and helps you to pay attention. These are some basic things that when I listen to you, I gain your respect. When I keep blowing you off, I'm being always in a rush, and then all of a sudden, you need me to help you? Whatever. You never had time for me. I don't have time for you. And be like that. That's life. So you want to make sure you get that respect. And also, right, if I was it helped me to now that I want to listen, pay attention, but gave me a lot of information about what people are really going through, what they don't say. The most information you convey is what you're not saying. You can say, oh, I'm good, but you show up late. I'm good, but you don't care about this. I'm good, but you don't turn into homework. Now, it's a problem. You may say whatever you need to say, but there's a problem we need to deal with, and I need to do a better job of listening. All right? So point number two. Point number two is learn from your mistakes. I got a small video I would just like to play for you guys.
Yeah. Looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long.
Jeez, what was that for? It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. You see? So what are you going to do?
First, I'm gonna take your stick.
No, not a stick. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going back!
Good! Get out of here!
I love Lion King. I love it. I'm a cartoon movie dude. I use my kids as excuses. Like, oh, y'all want to watch a cartoon movie? Yes, Daddy, okay. And I really want to watch it, but I just use them as an excuse. But anyway, what did you get from the movie? What did you get? Learn from your past. What else? Don't run. I like this. What do you say? Don't run from your past. You got to face it to fix it. It is what it is. It happened. Deal with it. And also, if I take a stick and I'll bust you upside your head. Right? Now, we socialized, we flex, we cool. I want to holler at you again. I got a stick in my hand. And I'm saying, how you doing? If I do this, you're going to respond or react based on what happened, right? That's the logical explanation, right? The frustration with people not being a leader is not that you made mistakes. People make mistakes. Is that this homeboy, this homegirl did something that got you involved, that it messed up your life, right? And what happened is you allowed that to continue because of your loyalty to them, knowing that their behavior is making your situation worse. Am I making sense? To be a leader, you filter the information and you lead the group. We're going this way because this is productive. And it's very important that you learn from your mistakes. I made a mistake. I'm gonna tell you about my mistake. Okay, I'll tell you about my mistake. I had an issue. Anybody have an issue before? I had an issue. My issue was I was a 5-finger discount specialist. It's called, every time I go in the shop, everything says free 99. Like everything I see, it says free 99, free 99, free 99, free 99. Nothing that, I never saw the actual numbers on the price. Just, I liked it. It said to me, free 99. So, you know what I mean? It got sticky. So I'm in Bells, and Bells is a shopping plaza in Florida. And when you're Southern and you're a young black male, you get profiled. So me and my cousin, we go, my mom and aunt taking us Christmas shopping. We come inside, and you know, I got my No Limit Soldier Master P wave cap on. You know what I mean? Trying to keep it right. You know what I mean? And then I got the FUBU, you know, baby blue. You know what I mean? Jersey on, 05 representing. You know what I mean? Then I got the white boy Dickies, you know what I mean? Crease so hard, you get a finger cut, you know what I mean? Like I got the iron, I be getting it in, making sure I'm nice with it, you know what I mean? Then I got my sweat, cause you know you gotta walk a certain way when you walk when you're in high school, you know what I mean? And plus you gotta remember, like, you know, I'm slim, so when I turn sideways, I disappear, so I have to make sure I'm wide, like, so I'm like, I walk like that, you know what I mean? Bam, you know what I mean? I'm walking sideways to sideways. So I come in, next thing you know, I do what I do. I'm checking things out. You know what I mean? Checking the scenario. You know what I mean? I'm going back and forth. And then I'm saying, yeah, time to do what I do. So I'm doing what I do. It's time to go. So I'm going out there like, got you again, kid. And I'm walking out the door and they go, excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. And I came up with the walkie-talkies out. We believe you have shoplifted here at our, and my auntie was like, see, every time you see a black man that coming in and stuff, y'all always think, no, auntie, no, auntie. I said, mama, get in the car, get in the car. And so basically they brought me inside and they had me on 8 cameras as soon as I hit the door. They had a camera from the cash register. They had a camera from the back of the corner. They had a camera like, you know how you go in the clothes and they got a clearance rack in a big circle. And like you going, like it was a camera inside the little metal thing that was all the cameras on me and my cousin as soon as we walked in. Cameras from the bathroom, cameras from the dressing room. They had me on 8 TVs. And I was like, And they called the police. So I'm getting handcuffed and I'm going up the street. I'm like, dang, I'm in a police car. My mom and auntie following me. It's getting dark. I get to the jail. So now I was like, and you know, when you go get prosecuted, you got to walk past the holding cell. And the holding cell is the people of the day. It's no juvenile and no adult. It's just holding cell for all people who did something that day. And I was like, I'm not going in no holding cell, kid. Yeah, I ain't about that life. No, sir. So, you know, I had to go through the whole embarrassment of them gripping my thumb on extra hard, and, you know what I mean, and making sure my whole fingerprint in. Turns to side, sir. You know what I mean? I'm getting it. And I'm like, yo, do I have to go to that holding cell? They was like, no. Thank you, Jesus. I said, it's cool. I would have went in if I had to. You know what I'm saying? And I started to, you know, go down and so I get home and I'm nervous because my dad was like old school. My dad, he'll do something to you. And so I'm nervous. I'm like, what's gonna happen? I got caught shoplifting like by the man. Like it's a rap for the kid. Like everything coming out my room. So I get there. We go to the door. My mom doesn't speak to me the entire time. My dad avoided me for like 2 days. I think because he really didn't want me to lose my life. So he just avoided me altogether. But I remember this particular moment. I was 14 years old. My mom goes to the bathroom. I go in the kitchen, get something to drink, like just contemplate, like, oh, what is this gonna do to everything? I'm in high school now. Everybody's gonna know. And my mom comes back to her doorway right before her bedroom. So I'm in the kitchen and I walk into the dining room, right? And I'm looking at her and she's staring at me. I said, Chris, and she's about to cry. And she says, I'd never trust you again. And, you know, sometimes you do stuff with your mom. She's like, you get on my nerves, I tell you, and stop that TV, stop that. But I saw at that moment, I hurt my own mama. So I'm chilling with the O-Stars, represent the quarters. We do what we do, country boys represent, doing what I do, represent them. But when it came to me getting out of that situation, it was only one person that was there. There's only one person that came to the jail cell, brought me back, went through juvenile court with me, did the community service, the prison tour, write the apology letter, do all of that. It was one person that was always there since I was adopted. One person. And I had to look that person in the face and hurt that one person. And that man, to be loyal because I was insecure about doing some nonsense. So do I learn from my mistake? I learned from my mistake. But because I was so ingrained with like just the hood life, I still stole for 2 more years. I didn't get caught. What happened was I went to church one time and I was the type of guy your mama make you go to church like, Mama, it's raining. Don't go to church today, Mama, it's raining. God's giving us an answer. Stay at home, watch American football. Or like I play sick, my knee hurt I can't go, Mama, sorry, I need to get my rest. My throat I can't go to church. Can't go to church today. So anyway, she makes me go, and this time I'm going, so I'm saying, I'm like, okay, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. So I'm in it, and the pastor's talking, and I was like, yo, this dude followed me last week. The pastor keeps talking, I'm saying, yo, this dude really followed me. And I said, somebody call 911, that pastor's a stalker, get him out of the pulpit. I rededicated my life at that moment. That moment kind of helped the paradigm shift and me really learning from all of my mistakes and getting away from that gravitating lifestyle that was pulling me into a direction. Even though I had this dream, I was hanging with the O-Stars, we was from representing the quarters, and I was getting involved with activities that don't care how big my dream was, it wasn't going to happen, bro. Because where I was from, if you start smoking blacks, you're going to start smoking weed. You start smoking weed, you're going to start selling weed. Weed don't bring that type of guap that you're trying to get. You flip it to that white boy, all of a sudden, you're dead or incarcerated, and you ruin everybody that's connected to you. Your mom, your grandmother, your father, all embarrassed that they ever knew you. And it happened to almost all of my homeboys except the 2 that died. One died at 14, another died at 19. And so I was like, I could have all the dreams I want to, but if I keep following these guys to represent, getting in pictures, throwing off, I might be doing a little mean mug, whatever. If I keep doing that, it's only a matter of time I'm going to end up like that. So at that time, I really learned from my mistake. To when I came to school, I got my skis on. Like when I saw school was a way for me to get out of here. When I saw school, I was like, I talked to my mom. My mom told me at 12 years old, boy, I have no money to put you in college. My mom and dad together. I did my financial aid at 2001 together as a family, made $13,000 a year. That's called poor. You know what I mean? But because I was in high school, my family situation does not predict my future. When you're in public high school, you control everything that happens at the high school. Because your birth certificate, you can't do nothing about it. You was born when you was born. Your mom and daddy is your mom and daddy. The cool thing about a transcript, who controls what happens to a transcript? Who? You. You could be poor, rich, black, white, short, tall, in between, indifferent, doesn't matter. What goes on that transcript is what you put on the transcript. And when you go to college, when you want employment, they all ask you, let me see your transcript from Berkeley and your resume and your reference letters, and we'll have a conversation if I like what I see on the transcript. They don't want everybody sounds nice. Hi, how you doing? I want a job here. That all sounds nice, kid. What did you do when you had opportunity? What did you do? Did you waste it? Or was you too cool, too insecure, trying to get your skis on when you should have been putting your work in on no books? Because one thing, I'm business before pleasure. School is my business when I'm 16, 17, 18. So yeah, I like pleasure, but not before business. So when I come in, let's get it. Afterwards, we can talk. Right now, I gotta go to college. Not I wanna go to college. No, it'll be nice. No, bro, I gotta leave where I'm at. I have to. And the way I leave, and when I left, my whole life changed. So I ended up living in a country that I never heard of. My whole life changed. Once I left that, everything was the same. Every holiday was the same. My cousins, my homeboys, the same church, everything was the same until I got to college and everything changed. But nobody put me in college. Nobody can put you in college. You have to learn from your mistakes and put yourself in that position to be successful so that your whole life can change. And the third principle that I want you to get is love yourself. Yeah, I thought it was cute too, right? It's very important. Like this is very important because this is where I'm wrapping it up. This is it. It's very important that you love yourself. A wise theologian said, we're born originals, but we die cheap substitutes. Everybody trying to be like somebody. I'm going to do me, King. If you have a problem with me being light-skinned, skinny, tall, whatever, country, whatever, hey, don't watch me watch TV. Because I'm going to do me, kid. You know what I mean? I'm going to do me, King. If you got a problem with it, I'm not losing no sleep over that. Because I'm going to do me. I know what I want to be. I know what I want to do, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, Chris, but your daddy can't read. Your mama barely got a GED. You come from this place. Everybody that was with you did this and they incarcerated or they did this. That has nothing to do with me. I have my own calling over my life. I have my own purpose in my life. He didn't make me. You could take when I found out who my biological father was, it was on Facebook 3 years ago. My mom hit me up, it was like, I'm looking for my son. You have the same birth date. I'm going through the list of people named Chris. I was like, I gotta face this. It's happening. They took the slob from my cheek and the slob from my dad's cheek in Mississippi, put it in a seal, sent it to Phoenix. And the slob was so original that he was a 99.9958% my dad. Now, the point in that is that you are so original. You are so designed to be unique in what you have to accomplish. Why would you watch or copy somebody else or worry about what they think about what you're trying to do? Like, nobody in my family played basketball. They didn't understand, like, Chris, like, why are you so passionate about basketball? Why you shoot until it gets dark and then it's dim and then you can't even see? But you know how if you stay in dark all night, you get night vision? You know what I'm talking about? like if you cut the lights off real quick, like, you can't see, but if you stay at night for a long time, like, I could still see. But a person who just came into the dark, it's like, oh, snap. But I was like, I can see you, though. And basketball, the rim is red. So I didn't even see the net, but I could see that piece of red rim. So I was still, and then, like, you know, it's country. So like a bug go on my ear or a nose, and I had to go. And my mama getting a little squish, you know, that little thing that suck up water in the sink and then flush out your nose and all that. Boy, I told you to come inside. But I don't know, why you shooting that ball in the middle of the night? It don't make no sense. But I had that passion that I couldn't stop. And I knew I wanted to be great. I didn't want to be good. Good ain't good enough for me. I was born to be great. So even though I'm from the country, even though I had to play outside barefoot, even though all of that is poor, all that good, whatever, I'm going to be traveling the world, playing professional ball, getting a college education, doing what I want to do because I'm the leader of my life. And I'm learning from my mistakes. So if I was you right now in school, not because I'm not insecure about all that little nonsense, whatever, I don't care what you think, don't watch me. Watch TV. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know it. So if I was in school right now, and I was doing a math problem, and you know I love math because I love money. I'm a businessman. Talk to me straight. You understand me? So when it came to math, I was on it. Whatever you want to talk about, let's talk. How does it work? Yeah, let me know. I need to know that. I need that in my life. So if I'm in math class, I'm coming up in math class like this, doing me because I'm doing me. I don't care if you don't like what I'm doing. I'm going to do me. I'm going to walk up to the podium. Teacher says, Chris, can you give us a math problem, please, for our review? Oh, not a problem. Not a problem, Miss Douglas. It's not a problem. I'll be happy to. Matter of fact, let me button up my jacket. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you know, because, you know, I come from the bottom, so I can't just walk like, come up to the board. I got to kind of glide in, because that's how I do. I just kind of glide, like, yeah. You know what I mean? Bang. You got to watch the pivot, though. Catch the pivot. I hit the pivot. Hit the pivot on it. And so I come to the board. I'm like, yo, A squared. Talk to me straight. Plus B squared. Hold up. Check this out. Equals C squared. Boop, boop. Holla at your boy. Blow. Like, I'm coming on math on a whole nother tip now. You know what I mean? I'm coming to class. When I come to class, I'm not sitting way back up right here front row. Hello. I got to get it because I got to leave my situation. I got to do better. So when I come in, I see people skylarking. I see people having a side conversation. All I can say to you is you're losing. Every time you come in late, every time you sit to the back, every time you do what you're not supposed to be doing, you are losing. Be clear. And it got nothing to do with your dreams. It got nothing to do with your aspiration. You're setting yourself up to fail. We trying to set you up to lead and win. Because all I do is win, 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 no matter what. It's a powerful quote. But you got to take on a mentality. You got to take on a certain characteristic. When you do a mistake, you have to seriously change your behavior, not just acknowledge it and keep on keeping on what you've been doing with who you've been doing with, but acknowledge it and now change the course of direction. I'm making any sense? Are you hearing me? Yes. And let me help you because I want to develop you. It's yes, sir. Are you hearing me? Yes, sir. Because it ain't about just existing. It's about setting the standard. What did Steve Jobs say? Some people aren't used to coming in and somebody saying, oh, yeah, I want to be your friend so we can just compromise everything. Nah, bro, I'm trying to make you better. When you talk to a man, you say yes, sir, and no, sir. Because that's how I still do at 30 years old. And it's blessed me just on that simple principle. You talk to a woman, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And that's how you carry out your skills. That's how you put on your mode. Because you about that life getting better. Am I making myself clear? Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Now, the last thing is, it's great to have this. Now you got it in your belly. Now you're ready to do something. But what to do and how to do. That's the critical elements that we need to put together today before you leave. Is what to do and how to do. Number one, let's make a plan. Because if you fail to plan, read the quote. Oh, sorry. If you fail to plan, right? So we got to put a plan together. Teamwork make the dream work, baby. Holla at me. So look. So listen, what we want to do is, let's come up with two. I ain't gonna get too deep with you, because you know, I don't want to get too deep, because you got a lot going on. You guys got to do all this and that. Be with your advisor. I get it. But let's set two things that we want to accomplish on how we can get better, how we can be the transforming agent in our circle as a group, as S3s to get better. What are two things we could bring to the table that we want to do to get better? Somebody, anybody, a leader, step up to the plate, give me something.
Get a plan.
Get a plan. Stand up and say it loud and proud. No, please, stand up, acknowledge yourself, because I want to know your name personally. Can you stand up, please, young lady? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Can you please give me your name? Real, beautiful name. Now tell me what. Now tell me what your idea was.
Make a plan.
Make a plan. Good job. You have a scribe up here. All right. We got make a plan. Another one. Somebody stand up and give it to me. Mr. Hartman, stand up, sir. Stand up, sir. And give me your name, nice and strong. Give me your full name.
Josh Hartman.
Give it to me nice and strong with your chest out.
Josh Hartman.
Josh Hartman. All right. Now, Josh, give me an idea going forward, man. What is something we can do better as a group, man?
Talk to each other, communicate.
Communication. I like that. For the sake of time, let's stop right there. Now, it's good to have an idea, write that idea down. You're talking about making bullet points. That's nice. Now we need how we're going to do it. All right? Make a line under that. My beautiful, wonderful scribe. Make a line all the way across. All right, now we're going to talk about how do we do? How do we make a plan? What's some things we should do? Give me one thing to make a plan. Give me one thing.
Brainstorm.
Sorry?
Brainstorm. We got your priorities.
So she said two things. Brainstorm and make a priority list. And what did you have, sir?
Evaluate.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. Before we stop, I didn't mean to be rude, but can you please stand up and give your name, acknowledge yourself so I can know your name, please?
Sky Dickinson.
Nice and strong.
Sky Dickinson.
Sky Dickinson, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for that. Give her a round of applause. And yes, sir, can you please stand and give me your name?
Noah.
What's your full name, Noah?
Noah McCarty.
A powerful name, Noah. Powerful name. Now get your hands out of your pockets, sir. Stand up nice and strong. And give me another thing to give.
Evaluate the goal.
Evaluate the goals. Evaluation. Good. Now, what can we do better systematically as a group collectively going into this first quarter to make ourselves communicate about leadership, about getting better? What is something we could do as a group? Come on, young minds. There's a lot of ways to communicate. Sorry? You're telling her a secret? Somebody, tell me. They'll all come at once. What's a good way we can communicate today in these times? Sorry? Cell phone technology and what? We have to identify a tangible asset to do. Sorry? Okay, how? When? Anybody do like WhatsApp groups? Yes. Yeah? I think it'd be a nice idea. Facebook page. I think it'll be a nice idea to create social groups where you could talk on social media about empowerment. Focus the conversation on being powerful and productive and watching out for each other, listening for cues to keep guys on the right course. The last thing I want to talk about before I close is that you got to have incentives. I'm willing, I'm going to talk to Ms. Douglas here if we can pull it off, to see how you fulfill this plan. How do you ensure that you become a leader and successful? I'm willing to come back at your next, I guess, prize giving or after your first grades come in to kind of do something for you or something on behalf of you or just talk to a small group, a big group, to be an incentive to show that you guys are doing what you got to do. All right? So you guys, I'm giving you that option. But what is an incentive you can make sure something that you need to have, maybe a fun day or whatever, what can be something that as a group, a grub day? A grub day? A grub day? A group grub day just for S3s? A group, write this down, one more line. a group grub day just for S3s. Now listen, we got to talk about competence. Listen to me. Get your vocab game up. We got to talk about competence. Competence simply meaning that you got to get something to get credibility. So you want something, but you got to physically do something. So I would say you get the grub day as a group, and I would pitch it to your administration. If as a group, your entire grades, attendance, and behavior from last fourth quarter has improved this quarter. Yeah? I think if you guys, can I have your undivided attention? That means your mouth stop, your eyes look at me, and you stop moving. Can I have your undivided attention, all of you? All of you. It's very important to pay attention when somebody is talking. Now, I think we could work it out in a conversation that if you all improve as a collective group in that area, that they'll be willing to entertain a grub day for this group only. If you improve in the areas of behavior, attendance, and academics. But you guys have to set the tone. You have to set the pace, and you have to be the standard. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Nice and loud. Talk this way.
Okay, on behalf of the Berkeley Institute, I thank you, Mr. Chris Crump, for coming here and teaching us about leadership, love, learn, and listen. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have a couple minutes? We have a couple minutes. I'm sorry. One last thing. I like to be transparent because I think it's very important. Excuse me, I'm talking. I think it's very important in social environments and connecting the dots from a young adult to a teenager about questions that you may have. I'm at a point in my life where I'm very open. Matter of fact, it's pointless to kind of be too secretive because you got Google. But anyway, the point I'm making is that you may have a question that's related, not related, but I want you to know that if you're comfortable in this forum, that I'm willing to answer a question that you may have. You kind of heard my bio, kind of gave a small testimony, but you may just want to inquire about something else or whatever the case may be. I would like to offer you the opportunity to answer a couple questions at this time. He asked, do you have any tips to being good in school? I definitely do. I have a lot. Now, I would say this to you. First of all, be real. Me and English, we don't get along. You know what I mean? Like me and the English boy has a problem. Still to this day, I don't really get down with the too tough, but I know I got to do it. So I set myself up that for me, getting a B, C+ was like, wow, for English. So I have to make sure I'm you know how, that's what you did. I saw one of my basketball players did this. I was like, yo, you're struggling in the subject. You got a group assignment in the subject. You get to pick who's in your group. This guy goes with his brethren from Frizzle's Hill. I'm saying, bro, how is he gonna help you improve in this subject? That's my boy. I say, yo, you need to change that situation when it comes to stuff like that. So simple little stuff like that. Identifying where you are, number one, assessing information. And then planning a success plan built around you and your needs. And identifying the social fabric as well, because you guys get pressure with the whole sex, weed, and alcohol. So when I was in high school, it's very important. When you get pressured about sex, weed, and alcohol in high school, you have to put a plan together that does diss your friends, but let them know who you are. So I wasn't about that life in high school because I knew I was in a bad situation as far as being empowered to do something bigger where I currently was. So I knew I couldn't just accept the status quo as be, but I knew my homeboys like to smoke and drink and all of that. So I had this thing where I would get turned up after midnight. Like after midnight, I would get turned up. And I said that to my homeboys because I knew most likely my daddy wouldn't let me out after midnight. So then it became times when I played American football Friday nights. After the game, you go into the city that midnight was coming. So then because I played ball, I would act like I was so tired, I would sleep and snore, and they would take me home. So I had to, you have to block and protect your future as well. So you can't say you're serious about school and then you loose with your friends. You feel me? Like we all from the O. You know what I mean? We're all from the quarters. You know I'm a rep all day, every day. But I don't have to degrade people. I don't have to talk about women in a negative way. I don't have to smoke illegal substances. I don't have to get intoxicated. I don't have to womanize. I don't have to dishonor my God. I can still be who I am and still come from where I come from, but still set the pace for my own life by putting those guardrails, those boundaries in place for me. But pistol, po' boy, turn up, T-double-D, my wife knows them. You know what I mean? Po' hind, we cool when I come home. But they know like, Crump, man, thank God you got out, bruh. Because I always, at the end of the day, you got to do you. Like that is what it is, but you are who you are as well. So that is just as important as putting together an academic plan. Any more questions? Last question, one more. That's it? Everybody's cool? Yes. Thank you so much for your time, I appreciate it. Oh man, a great presentation today. I thank God, man. I'm just so excited that we was able to pull it off. I want to say a special thank you to the Berkeley family for allowing me to be here. And I just pray that we get a chance to keep moving forward and developing our future leaders.